Hi, I'm Raina Jones, Assistant Vice President of Community Development with Delta Community Credit Union. And welcome to today's Executive Insights, where we will be talking about service delivery and excellence with Delta Community. I am joined here today with Chief Operations Officer Matthew Shepard and Senior Vice President of Branch Delivery and Operations, Pam Davis. Matthew, Pam, welcome. So today we are talking about service excellence and delivery and what that means for Delta Community Credit Union. So we know that financial institutions, there's a lot of competition, right? And service delivery is often overlooked because consumers want information and access to their resources quickly, right? And so Matthew, we'll start with you and just what service means to you and Delta Community when you think about the credit union motto, for instance, not for profit, not for charity, but for service. What does that mean to you?
Thanks, Raina. It's great to be here with you and Pam just discussing something we're all passionate about, member service, right? You know, Delta Community is committed to exceptional service. We were founded for that purpose. You alluded to it, that the credit union was organized by 8 airline mechanics back in 1940, right? And they were co-workers and friends who wanted to help one another. So they pooled their resources so they would be able to provide small, affordable loans to one another when needed, right? And they operated as a cooperative. They were all members, equal ownership, and it was not for profit. We've grown exponentially over the past 80 years, but we still operate with that same service-oriented cooperative approach. So if you talk about defining good service in practical terms, I know our employees operate with 3 principles in mind. 1, commitment. We love what we do. We know consumers have a lot of choice in whom they partner with for financial services, and we always value the opportunity to serve them when they choose us. 2, professional knowledge and experience. We know our members expect us to be the experts, right? We want to be able to provide them good, reliable guidance so they can find the solutions that really meet their individual needs and preferences. And then 3, just integrity, right? We know our success depends on earning and maintaining our members' confidence. Right? We really take seriously our obligation to provide very objective, very trustworthy advice that meets their long-term needs and interests, right? And if something does go wrong or we fail to properly set and manage expectations, we're gonna make it right. We're quick to make it right. So to me, that's what service is about.
Oh, absolutely. And so Pam, we'll just shift to you. Matthew just talked about the competition amongst credit unions and how consumers can go anywhere they want to, but for our members, they choose Delta Community. And so when it comes to accessibility, what does Delta Community offer our members and prospective members when it comes to that and helping them with their finances?
Well, Raina, first, I'm delighted to be here today with you and Matthew. At Delta Community, we strive to offer convenient services for our members. We know how busy our members are and how important it is to our members to be able to conduct their banking business when and how they choose. We have a lot of options available to members. Of course, members can always visit one of our 29 Metro Atlanta branches. They're full service branches. All of them have ATMs, automated teller machines that are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And of course, members can conduct a lot of business from the comfort of their home through our online banking and mobile services. And also we have a 24/7 call center where members can talk to one of our care center agents. And of course, we are striving to offer good, convenient services, but we really want to provide superior service, really wow our members.
Absolutely.
And as Matthew mentioned, we are a large credit union, but we hear from our members all the time about how much they really love the personal service that they receive from our Delta Community employees. So the personal service, the convenient locations, and also great product offerings.
And I too have heard members talk about how personal it is when they walk into a branch with the kiosk where they just stand. And so there is a lot of personal one-on-one situations. So that's excellent. And so Matthew, let's shift a little bit to a person's financial needs. We know that they are going to change throughout their lives. Things happen, positive and negative, with a person's financial needs. And so how does Delta Community recognize that and then help those members no matter where they are in their life?
We're committed to fostering, really developing lifelong relationships, right? We know that over time, our members' needs, priorities will really change.
Yes.
And so we've really invested in an array of products and services to be able to help members through every stage of life. For example, we have youth savings and first checking for adolescents and teenagers. We have a very robust mobile and online banking platform, first-time borrowing programs for college graduates and young professionals, retirement and investment services for mid-career professionals and heads of household, right? I really encourage members to speak to a member service advisor in our branch to really learn more about all of our lines of business, or really to explore our website. Members are often surprised that we can assist them with greater value support on insurance and other ancillary products that they didn't know we offered. I'd also be remiss, Raina, if I didn't point out that you and the community development team do such a great job in helping our members anticipate and navigate through common financial milestones, right?
Absolutely.
You guys manage our financial education center,
That's right.
and we offer free workshops for members on many different topics.
Yes.
The Cool Cash Money Camps for elementary and middle school students, Budgeting 101, building and managing your credit score, also first-time car and home buying workshops, as well as recovering from a financial hardship, right?
Yes.
And if memory serves me correctly, you guys did 169 workshops last year?
We did.
Yep, served 6,800 members.
That is correct.
Right?
You're good.
Yeah. So I know that's really an important part of our really fostering those lifelong relationships. I just really believe that our employees will take better care of our members than anyone else. We're committed to that, right?
Absolutely.
And so that's why we really want to be there at every step in their journey.
Thank you. And I do believe that is par for the course and excellent, because people, when they walk in, our members want access to various resources. And I think, Pam, you and your team, you do such a great job in delivering on that for our members. And as we're out in the community, they talk about that. And so, speaking of out in the community, there have been a lot of changes in our community over the last 24 months. Of course, we've experienced a major pandemic, and Delta Community has still kind of risen to the top when you look at customer satisfaction. And we've had to make a lot of changes and adhere to public health guidelines throughout this pandemic. Tell me a bit about how we sustained operations in our branch and how we are navigating through this to keep our members safe and our employees.
So, Raina, as you mentioned, throughout the pandemic, the health and safety of our employees and members was top of mind.
Yes.
And we adjusted branch operations based on CDC guidelines, adhering to social distancing practices and recommended other measures. And I'm happy to say that throughout the pandemic, we kept our branches open.
Excellent.
Our branches were open, and members were able to visit those branches, which we're certainly proud of. I have to say now, we are still continuing to follow CDC guidelines. Most of our employees are vaccinated, and all of them are ready to serve. Our branches are open Monday through Saturday and can accommodate walk-in traffic. Many of our branches have drive-through services. And as I mentioned earlier, all of them have ATM services. And we recently launched Live Teller. Live Teller gives members the opportunity to speak to an agent through video on camera at one of our Live Teller machines. And we have them at several of our branches. And they can conduct most teller transactions. Wow. So just excited we're to this point and just welcome our members into our branches.
That's excellent. So it sounds like there was a lot of innovation
Yes.
through over the last 18 months or so. So that's excellent. This is the fun part of this segment where I get to ask you guys a personal question. And it's all about a financial tip or some advice that you've learned along the way that you would like to share. So Matthew, I'll start with you.
I think the most important financial tip for me is the importance of executing and maintaining a will, right?
Excellent.
Very important.
Again, not sure that's fun. I know it can be a heavy topic or somewhat depressing, right? And I think a lot of people, avoid the subject or delay taking action because it's not fun, right? But really, it's just, I think there are also a lot of people who believe it's unnecessary unless you have a lot of savings or property. In reality, every adult, especially parents with dependents, really need a will just to be able to document their desires for the care of their children, as also the distribution of any funds or property that they have. In the absence of a will, families can disagree. It can lead to a lot of stress and really wasted time if they have to wait for the court to settle things, right?
Absolutely.
Yep. And so last statistic I saw, it's less than 1/3 of adults 25 to 50 have a will today.
Wow.
Right?
I did not realize that.
Did not
Wow.
know.
And so I have to say that I was a little later in doing mine. I'm in my mid-50s now, and so really at age 38, when my daughters were 5 and 3, my wife and I knew that we should really do this. So we made a date night of it.
Wow.
And on a Friday evening, opened a bottle of wine, maybe two.
I think for will planning, you're going to need to.
Right. Yeah, and so just over the kitchen table with a bottle of wine, really talked through, and decided on the kind of key items. And then the following week, really met with an attorney and memorialized everything. And just the sense of relief and accomplishment afterward. And both of us couldn't believe that we had waited so long to do it.
Yeah.
So that's my tip.
That's
That's
excellent.
great advice.
It is.
Yeah. I recently gave that advice to my daughter and son-in-law,
That's
who
excellent.
have 2 small children.
Wonderful. So what about you, Pam?
Okay, well, the best piece of advice that I received was actually really early on when I first started working. My dad advised me to pay yourself first. I set aside some money out of each paycheck into an account for a rainy day fund, or maybe to help with a down payment for a car or that great vacation, whatever your goal is. And that has absolutely served me well and advice that I've given to others.
I love it. So pay yourself first and execute a will. I think that those are excellent pieces of advice. And so I would like to thank you both, Matthew and Pam, for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Rita. Yeah, thanks to
Absolutely.
Pam, and thanks to our members for watching.
Absolutely. And so thank you, viewers, again for watching this segment of Executive Insights. For more information about the products and services that Delta Community offers, you may visit our website at deltacommunitycu.com. And for more information about our Financial Education Center or to take a workshop, you may visit us online at deltacommunitycu.com/financial education. Thank you.